universities in this town, both academically and athletically, with the tradition. It's always a lot of fun. I've had the great fortune of being here for 8 years and have watched Coach Moore and the program that he runs and have a lot of respect for him and what he does. Watching tape offensively, it all runs through Josh. Being a quarterback coach by trade, it's been very, very impressive to watch him grow up. I had the opportunity when I first got here to watch him in Pop Warner when my son was playing in Pop Warner, and to watch him grow from an 8th grader basically up to what he is now, which is an NFL football player, has been a lot of fun. I think he's playing at an extremely high level, and I thought last game was by far maybe his finest game of the season. Been very impressed with his accuracy as well as his ball placement and spreading the ball around to a number of different receivers. It was sad to see Darren Andrews' injury a couple weeks ago. I think he's a tremendous football player, and we have a lot of respect for him and wish him nothing but the best in the future. You could tell that the addition of Jordan Lasley last week, coming back to the football team, was important to that team. Did a terrific job against Arizona State, producing a lot of yards. It's an offense that produces 333 passing yards a game. It's an elite level passing game. It'd be a great challenge to our defense. Defensively, I'm a big Kenny Young fan. I think that he's doing a really good job for that defense, running the alleys as well as calling the defense, and in the back end, we'll see what Wadood, if he's coming back, but we've always had a lot of respect for him, and Darius Pickett is playing at an extremely high level for them in the back end. Injury wise, we held Rasheem Green again with a little bit of a shoulder, Uchenna Nwosu with an ankle, Chase McGrath with a groin, Tyler Petit with a shoulder, and they're all day-to-day, expecting all of them to be ready by Saturday. With that, I'll take any questions that you have.
Who won that Pop Warner? Is that Josh or Reed?
They're actually on the same team at one point.
Oh, they're on the same
team?
team?
Yeah, he was older.
How's Biggie doing? How far along do you feel like he is?
I think he's going to contribute in this game. We've been really cautious, obviously, with the knee, and he's getting to where you see in practice you can see the confidence that is coming back. Talked to him yesterday, and he's getting more and more confidence. I would expect him to contribute in this game for us.
Considering you guys have already won the Pac-12 South, is there any concern in your heart about this being a trap game and looking ahead to who they might play in a couple weeks?
No, I think this game is so important for us and our seniors when you look at it. The victory bell is something that's truly special to this university. We understand how important this game is to our fan base. It also, you think about what can be accomplished by this group of seniors, to be able to say, hey, in our last 2 years, we defended the Coliseum, go undefeated in the Coliseum, to have 2 perfect Novembers back-to-back and back-to-back seasons. What a great honor for them. To produce a 10-win regular season. It's only been done 16 times in the history of this university over 125 years. So it would really be a statement to our seniors to really put an exclamation point on a regular season going into the Pac-12 championship game. We've always taken the approach here, playoff football, 1-0 each week, and that's the way we're doing it this week.
What's the deal with Chuma? He's kind of rotated in and out. Is that purely an injury thing?
It's been a little bit of ankle, having the ankle injury and a little bit of trying to get back into condition. And Clayton's been playing well to be able to roll back and forth. The more he feels better with it, as you can see, he's still spatted and braced on that ankle, and is playing through it. A tough kid, but we're spelling him a little bit so he can make it through the entire game.
Why has Sam been able to tuck it and run it more successfully recently?
I thought he made some great decisions in really the last 6 games using his legs. You look at 15 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions in the last 6 games, and a lot of those great decisions are bringing the ball down. And I thought the run that he had the other night, I was kidding with him today, got up to 19.3 miles an hour on the GPS system. So he said that's about as fast as I've run since high school. So, but he's making really good decisions, and part of being a good decision maker with being an athletic quarterback is getting what is there. The other night, I thought he did a good job of that.
You've been involved in the rivalry for a long time and seen kind of the flip-flop in who's ahead. Is there any way to kind of explain, like, how one program gets ahead? Or
no, I think you know, being a part of this rivalry, I think it's unique and special, Scott, because I've been at Auburn University when I played as a young person, and you see that Auburn-Alabama rivalry, how special it is, and there's a lot of these rivalries that are real special. I would love this one because it's so unique because we live in the same town. Really, when you think about the rivals around the country, they're miles and miles apart. Here we live right across the street from each other. We grew up together. All these kids know each other, and there's a lot of respect between the two programs. It's been a lot of fun in my 8 years here to be a part of it and see how important it is to this community, to the city of Los Angeles, and it's a fun-spirited, very competitive competition. I look forward to it Saturday.
So 8 years ago, when you were first part of this rivalry as a man that was part of the Alabama-Auburn, what stood out different? You mentioned they're in the same town, but the game itself, what jumped out at you?
Just how important. I remember driving in and seeing the flags on the different houses. I don't know why that always stuck with me. And there's a USC, a Bruin, and just to see that it's everybody living within the same community. I mean, really, you know, when you play Ohio State, Michigan, they're probably not living together, you know, and we have neighbors that have been to both schools, and I just think there's an ultra level of respect between both universities because of how highly ranked academically they are, the tradition of excellence in their athletic tradition. It's just really special, and it's one of those things when you do win and you get to have that good feeling for a year, and when you don't, it's an awful gut-wrenching feeling for a year.
You're one of the few programs that has two arch rivals. How big a deal is it? You know, last year you got both of them. This year, how big a deal is it? You gotta get one of them.
I think every time that you play for the Shillelagh or for the Victory Bell, you know how special it is to your fan base and to the university and to the kids. You know, to be able to say that, hey, that team, I was a part of the team that kept the Victory Bell here. That's special for a group of seniors, and that's why this game is so important. I think it's a game that can put an exclamation point on a senior bunch that's done a lot of things over the last 2 years together, and I look forward to helping them every way I can to try to accomplish that.
Let's do one more.
You have a lot of players who could be playing their final home game.
Yeah.
How do you communicate with the team knowing that people can kind of make too much of that or be really emotional about that?
Yeah, I think it's part of the passion that goes into college football, and you know, it's something special when you walk into that Coliseum and you know it's your last time. You know, that's a special, and there are emotions, and the key to it is to be able to control those emotions, to be able to do your job, to play with passion, but to play with intelligent passion. So it's always a challenge, especially with young people. You address it. We started talking about it today in our team meeting. But these kids, especially the older kids, when I think of an Uchenna Owosu and a Chris Hawkins and those type of kids, very mature souls, and I expect they'll play great on Saturday. Thank you.